Sheffield is at the geographical heart of the country, with an unbeatable network of road and rail links. And the Lower Don Valley is its dynamic centre for development. Hello and welcome to this, the first edition of a new video magazine called SDC Today. We'll be taking a look at the work of the Sheffield Development Corporation as it encourages and enables the exciting regeneration of the Lower Don Valley. In a few moments we'll be taking you to Carbrook House, where Abbey National have opened their impressive new share registry offices. 160 jobs are coming to part of the President Park estate, where JF Finnegan have begun construction of a 70,000 square foot factory for occupation by 3-Star Engineering. And there's a roundup of all the latest news from the Lower Don Valley. One of the SDC's primary objectives is to acquire and reclaim derelict land and service it to a high standard in order to attract inward investment. The Atlas North site on Carlisle Street is a good illustration of this policy. With 28 acres of prime land available, the first 4 owner-occupiers are now installed and operational.
Well, we saw it as a prime site. We think that it'll be developed over the next year or two into a very interesting prospect, and it gave us the opportunity of staying within the city.
The Atlas North side played a large part in Sheffield's industrial history, being a major steelworks until the early 1980s. When the SDC acquired the land, it had to undertake a £4.5 million decontamination process in order to reclaim the land to the equivalent of Greenfield standard. The Atlas North side still offers many opportunities for business expansion and job creation in the remaining land packages. Another of the SDC's directives is to improve the attractiveness of the valley through its projects. Here at Atlas North, the environment is enhanced by superior walls and perimeter fencing and an avenue of red maple trees. Work is well underway at Sheffield's most significant heritage development, the £70 million Victoria Quay site. At Wharf Street, the SDC is supporting the refurbishment of the straddle, terminal and grain warehouses, all listed buildings. In April, work started on a 40,000 square foot office development at the South Quayside by Wilson Bowden, and there is also a 350 space car park designed and financed by the Development Corporation. When complete, the project will form an attractive waterfront site, incorporating retail and leisure facilities. Developers Glenlivet Properties are investing £3 million by building 20,000 square feet of prestige offices at the Nunnery Square site on Sheffield's Parkway. 14 chestnut trees shipped from Belgium and over 120 lime trees enhance the landscaping. And there is also an exhibition of granite figures by Scottish sculptor Ronald Ray. This project reflects an innovative arrangement between the developers and the SDC, where the SDC put in the land free and in turn receive a share of the development profit. At the historic West Gun Works, the old roof is off and listed 50-foot timbers exposed, as wire joiner manufacturers Gripple refurbished the buildings, which originally opened in 1865.
The building just attracted me immediately I saw it. It's got 42 fabulous arches in it, and it's just like an old historic cathedral, industrial cathedral. It's a marvellous building.
The SDC provided a support package to enable Gripple to take on and restore the works for their new factory and headquarters.
They were tremendous. They've obviously given us financial assistance, but they did everything in their power to make the thing work and to approve our plans and to convert it into a modern building, an old building in a modern site.
In recent years, this company, which exports wire connectors worldwide, have received the prestigious Prince of Wales Award for Innovation. Reclamation work is almost complete on the 20-acre Newhall site. The work has been part financed by a grant of nearly £1 million from the European Regional Development Fund. One company, Torres Engineering and Pumps, has already acquired land, and construction of their new factory is well underway. Development will provide flexible plot sizes for a range of industrial uses and will be heavily landscaped to complement its riverside location. The next addition to the Meadowhall shopping and leisure complex will be Bourbon Street. a 130,000 square foot leisure development based on a New Orleans French Quarter theme, with restaurants and Ronnie Scott's jazz bar. The site has now been levelled prior to construction work. An additional 5 million visitors per year are anticipated at Meadowhall when the scheme opens for business in the spring of 1996. This is the Carbrook Hall Business Park, one of the Development Corporation's major ongoing projects. These impressive buildings not only show a commitment to a high-quality business environment, they also signify the growing confidence in the valley as the SDC regeneration process gathers momentum. They encourage local businesses to expand and relocate to the valley, and by making high-quality sites available, they can also attract blue-chip companies from outside the area. This is the case with the Abbey National, who have opened their share registry headquarters here at Carbrook House.
They were invited by Lambert Smith Hampton to come down and look at this site, and they did. At that time, the Meadowhall retail centre was about to be established or had just been opened. Therefore, there was a good ambience, a good atmosphere coming together.
Abbey National was attracted to Sheffield because of the excellent facilities the city has and because of its good communications. As well as that, the Sheffield Development Corporation were extremely helpful in making our introduction to Sheffield a very comfortable and easy one.
We gave them an undertaking, and we carried out our undertaking, to rebuild Carbrook Hall Road. Now, this is the road that runs down the back of the site, so all that road was taken up, new drainage, new services were put in, new roads were laid, new footpaths were laid, new landscaping went in, and traffic control systems went down the road as well.
The first phase of the £33 million Don Valley Link Road improvement project is complete, with better traffic flow by the busy Meadowhall Centre and Retail Park, which in turn provides better access to the Carbrook Hall Business Park. The Meadowhall Retail Park opened in September 1992, resulting in 445 permanent jobs. The City Council has also relocated its design and building services operation to the Carbrook area, and a new building for the post office has been constructed. Planning permission has been granted for office schemes by Business Homes and Hallamshire Investments, and work is underway. The SDC's expertise in understanding and meeting the needs of customers should attract more large companies like Abbey National to the Don Valley. All the improvements to the Carbrook district have been a significant factor in boosting developers' confidence, as well as giving an important boost to the area's image.
Abbey National's concerns really were one of timing. We saw the ambitious plans that Sheffield Development Corporation had for the Lower Don Valley, and I think we expressed a lot of confidence in those plans and in coming to Sheffield before some of the developments that we currently see around us were actually in place. And thankfully, our confidence has been borne out by those developments.
Another major development project is the President Park scheme on Carlisle Street East. Builders J.F. Finnegan are reclaiming the site. They have built a 20,000 square foot speculative unit complete with roads and landscaping. The unit is built to high standards and conforms to the SDC's guidelines for achieving the highest aesthetic quality in buildings of this type. J.F. Finnegan are constructing a new factory on the site for 3-Star Engineering, who will be moving their operations from 2 locations outside the valley. 70,000 square feet of new premises will also result in 160 jobs secured in Sheffield's industrial heartland.
The SDC own all the land, and we have an agreement in place where we take it up in phases to suit development.
The site is expected to grow rapidly, and when the entire 20 acres is fully developed, there's the potential for the creation of up to 700 jobs. Again, the peripheral environment is of great importance. The SDC have issued grants to forge masters to reclad their building, which form a backdrop to the President's Park site. The historic Atlas and President buildings are being refurbished, and there are strong visual links with the past, including this arch, commemorating the Firth Steelworks formerly on the site. One of Sheffield's proudest moments of recent times was the official opening of the Superdome by the Princess Royal on May the 23rd. These sleek new trams can speed up to 250 people in comfort from the city centre to Meadowhall and back, with more new lines opening soon. Well, that just about rounds up this particular bulletin of the SDC today, but we'll be back with an update very soon. To find out more information about anything featured today, you can contact the SDC at this address. From me, though, goodbye.